Good evening, friends and family. Thank you for coming to another podcast with Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities. As you know, our organization, we are working very hard to save the communities, our Black communities within the Chicago area. And in order to do this, we have to support our Black businesses. Our Black businesses have the opportunity to circulate dollars in our community. And we have a number of Black businesses within the Chicago area, and we need to know who they are. We need to become more familiar with them, and we need to support them. And so that's what this podcast is about. It's giving you an opportunity to get to know our Black businesses within the Chicago area. So our organization, we're raising dollars to help these organizations. And we're also working on developing and changing current public policies that are on the table, which we will be talking about more in the near future. So we're also supporting our Black bookstores. Every month we feature a Black bookstore on our website. For the last month, we had the Underground Bookstore. Before that, we had Frontline. And for this month, we are featuring Afriware. Afriware Books, who is located in Maywood. However, they also support networks here in Chicago, in our Chicago area. And so Afriware Books has their book of the month that they have placed on our website, and it is The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. And that book will be given away to one of our lucky email subscribers at the end of the month. Last month, we gave away Black Labor, White Wealth by Claude Anderson. The month before, in our book giveaway, we provided the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. It is important that we read. It is important that we read to develop our own understanding about how to address our issues in our communities. And it is important that we purchase these books from our Black bookstores. And we do have Black bookstores in our communities that we can support. So we're asking you to definitely go on our website at rrgbc.org. We want you to subscribe. And for this month, we have a list of must-reads that has been presented by Afriware. And you may purchase those books at the Afriware bookstore. So without further commentary, I want to bring to you tonight our featured guest on our podcast, Behind Black Business, hosted by Gregory Sang, Sean and Michelle Ice Cream. This is going to be a treat because this is a wonderful business establishment in our community. They are doing very well, and they have a wonderful product. And even more importantly, they have a wonderful service. They understand how important it is to develop a relationship with their customers. And you will have that experience when you visit Sean and Michelle's Ice Cream. So I am going to bring to you now our wonderful host, Gregory Sang, with Sean and Michelle Ice Cream.
Hey. Thank you, Sister Denise. for that wonderful introduction. And good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope everybody out there in the world viewing via Facebook Live, you viewing on the YouTube channel, however you tuning in to this, excuse me, um, it is absolutely our honor. We are very much thankful for your support each and every Wednesday. This is a program that I believe we have been awaiting for as a community, where, as Denise so eloquently said, it's really about repairing, restoring, and growing Black communities and supporting our Black businesses. And she said it right. I don't know if Denise, when she said this, it was almost like, don't use that word treat. It's going to be a very good treat tonight, because the first thing that I thought about was, if we was doing this in studio, that this successful, unbelievable ice cream guru, homemade ice cream guru, would have some ice cream in the studio. So it's like, it's going to be a treat. Well, I wish it was going to be that kind of treat too.
Come on.
Because we are absolutely so happy, as Doris, Denise, and Simon. We all, man, look forward to highlighting and having a conversation with a business that is a model, man. That, I mean, I have a lot of questions for you, but I have to praise you. I mean, all praises due, we know, to Almighty God.
Yes.
But we are very much so elated and impressed to the max, man, because we love to see flourishing, strong, healthy Black businesses. But one of the greatest enjoyment is when I walk through that door, and those are the questions that I have to pose to you today. What kind of training do you do? Before we get off into how long you've been there in that establishment, I want to definitely go there. But before we go there, brother, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, your customer service is the bomb. I've been waiting to tell you that.
Praise God.
It's better than ice cream.
Oh,
it's equally. I mean, your customer service is a model, a best practice that we must bring other Black businesses inside of your establishment, just so that they could see how it should go. So anyway, without any questions about that right now, I'm gonna come back to the customer service. But brother, how long have you been in business? And tell the world out there that's watching, what inspired you to go into selling ice cream, homemade ice cream?
Yes, sir. Well, brother, that's a marvelous question. And first, I just want to give praise and honor to God and thank Him for having a blessing to share something that others see as valuable, and to thank God for having the opportunity to be on you all's marvelous podcast. I'm so honored. I'm very, very honored. And I love that question because it has quite a beginning. It's quite a story. When I was younger, I played baseball. First, I want to say I'm from a family. As we were talking prior to the show, that was like most of our families back in the days. They cook, and my mother's a marvelous cook. And so I grew up having a great appreciation for flavor. And so I played baseball in the community back in the days for Southside Little League, when we had a lot to do in our communities that kept us nice and busy. And one day after practice at Everlawn Park on the South Side, there was a lady sitting on the bench, and she had a bucket. And in that bucket was homemade ice cream.
Oh, boy.
And it wasn't even hard. It was still soft, but that was a flavor that I never, ever, ever forgot about. It was so distinctive compared to what I was used to. And that landed home with me. And I took that memorable moment all the way through college. After I graduated from college, I was in graduate school, and I went and I started experimenting, trying to recreate that wonderful, wonderful experience I had with that homemade ice cream with the lady on the bench. And so
Wow.
that was the beginning. That was the origin of what you all are experiencing today with Sean Michelle's homemade ice cream.
Did she give you some of the ice cream?
Brother, I bought the cup for $1. For $1. And I tell you, it took years to learn how to make homemade ice cream. I never had it prior to that. It took about 6 years to even get it to the point where it was palatable.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. I think, honestly, I don't know where to start, but that peach cobbler is criminal. That you have some peach cobbler that good in your place. That don't make any sense.
We just want to take it back to...
I mean, there's no way. I mean, the last time I was in your place of business, right on 47 in Wabash, I began to, because I was like, do I need to go and see a counselor or something? Because I could have sworn that peach cobbler called my name. People said, do you hear voices? I heard that peach cobbler call my name, and I was like, I know I must be tripping because that peach cobbler just called my name. But look, you started off on where? On what street? Was that Western?
Brother, we started off way before that.
Oh,
in 1998 on 79th Street by Langley. As a matter of fact, the origins was even before that. I started selling ice cream out the trunk of my car in 1996.
Hold on.
In the wintertime.
You started selling ice cream in the wintertime out of your trunk.
Out the trunk of my car.
And how many flavors did you have?
Brother, at that time, I might have been doing about 3 different flavors. And it was still in the developmental stage, brother. And I went from there to renting out rooms in the back of other people's establishments.
No.
And so it's some humble beginnings. What you see today started off right off 79th and Langley.
Okay. And 1998.
1998, dear brother.
Wow.
1998. And I started making it in 1994. And so, we went from 1998 and 1999. My sister Sean Michelle's, who the business is named after, through the evil accident of time, she passed in a car accident.
Oh,
and so
sorry to hear that. May God continue to be pleased with her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God is definitely the greatest. And so in 2000, I kind of stepped back, as myself and the family, we kind of, did, what people do under those circumstances, and
right,
regrouped.
Right.
And in approximately 1994, I reopened the ice cream business right across the street from Chicago State University. It was on the corner of 95th and Calumet. And the ice cream business at that time was dedicated to my sister, Sean Michelle. And so that's how I got the name Sean Michelle.
Nice.
Prior to that, it was Jabril Supreme Cream, named after myself. And so a few years later, 95th Street was just absolutely just marvelous. We were so happy to have a really nice edifice in the community, serving our community. And so then we expanded to 119th Street and Western Avenue, where we stayed for several years. And that's where we started to really pick up some traction and to become, kind of known a little bit more. And so all the time, still working on our craft, still working on giving you the very best homemade ice cream that you could possibly find. Our motto is, we just want to take you back down memory lane. But this time we say, bring your children too. We want to give you that old time stuff. We want to make sure that we create new memories for you. And so we still using that same custard that I started off with back on the campus of Western Illinois University back in the days. Still made with fresh milk, cream, eggs, and sugar, we haven't changed a thing. And so oftentimes you have those who come in and they will give a testimony and say that this remind me of my great grandmother. This remind me of my mother. And it just really make us feel really, really great because, you know, we just want to share that we really love for ourselves with our community. And
I love it.
we're so
I
thankful.
love it, man, that you named this ice cream shop after your sister. And let me just be honest, the Jabril was okay, you know,
Yes,
because I
sir.
think that's a powerful name. But Jean Michel is the bomb.
Come on. Come
It
on.
has an ice cream sweetness sound
Yes.
to it. So that was a
Yes.
divine decision.
Come on.
That's all I can say. Whatever.
Yes, indeed.
And everybody know about Sean Michel.
Sean Michel's.
And
Come
out of
on.
that line like everyone else. And I really like the fact, man, that you started out like small businesses do in their cars and selling it out the trunk of your car.
Yes.
And I wanted, and so 1994, let's go back to 1994, right before the Million Man March.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So prior to the Million Man March, you had met that lady then. You met the lady
way back in like 1980, 81, 82.
Wow.
When I let the lady on the bench.
Did you ever know how to contact her, or that you would know to come and you had opened up an ice cream shop?
Dear brother, I never ever saw her again.
Oh man.
But that was the seed. That was what God used to plant that seed of the homemade ice cream business in my heart. And that was the standard because, again, you know, it's nothing like homemade. And you talking about, you know, it's no stabilizers, no emulsifiers. It's straight fresh milk, cream, and sugar.
Woo!
And so, you know, again, I started off back in 1984.
Boy, don't get me to don't honestly do me a favor. Don't talk about the flavors and stuff like that on the air. Like
yes, sir.
No, you got to talk about it, man, because what's one of the main flavors that everybody like?
Well, dear brother, I was talking with my wife just a little while ago, and someone was placing an order for an event. And she asked what flavor we would recommend. And I have to say our number one seller and number one flavor is always going to be vanilla. You know, our vanilla is our hallmark. We use the very best vanilla that you can find on the marketplace. And again, it's that signature flavor that's going to take you back to the homemade ice cream churner. You know, you might not have had lemon in the ice cream churner. You might not have had cookies and cream. But if you had homemade ice cream, you had homemade vanilla. and that there is what we just, man, take a lot of pride in. Because if your vanilla is good, you know everything else is good.
Hey, so, look, you know, I was getting ready to get sentimental with the vanilla. I'm like, damn, what about the chocolate, brother? No.
That's melanin magic. See, at Sean Michel's, we believe in taking all of the flavors that we're accustomed to, especially from our community. And we like to just add a little something to it. You know, I like to say, take it and put a tuxedo on it, you know? So we got the banana pudding ice cream. We got the peach cobbler ice cream. You know, we got the supreme cookies and cream. We got the honey cinnamon graham cracker. Woo. We got the black walnut ice cream made with the real black walnuts in it, brother.
Oh, man.
You know, we take strawberries and we add the Oreo cookies and it's strawberry cookies and cream.
You preaching right now. It's like a sermon, man. If you were saying that at a church, I would be giving donations, man. If you that's all you had to say at the church, and we be going, amen, Pastor.
Yes,
amen.
Yes, sir.
What's the more ice cream flavors right there? Look,
come on now.
How did your customer service? Let me go back to that because it's a staple.
Yes, sir.
It's a staple.
Praise
and it honestly, man, it is a model that should be recognized and really should be shared with many of our businesses because we lose a lot of customers
Praise God.
Because of the attitudes and
Oh man,
that whole thing. And when I come there, they not phony. It just they are absolutely sincere in terms of how they treat the customers. What do you do to get them that way? Do they come like that? And how do you, as they say, when we call certain businesses now, quality control might be listening.
Come on.
Is quality control paying attention to the way they do what they do with customers?
Well, brother, again, I want to give thanks to God and not take any credit for myself. But every Monday, we do personal development. See, the number one objective is we have to understand that who owns Sean Michelle's. And I'm not the owner of Sean Michelle's. Those who work there, we're not the owners. When we realize that you are the owners, you are the object of everything that we do. And so when we understand that we're in the real business we're in the business of serving our community.
That's right.
And so I think that as entrepreneurs and business owners, I think we have it twisted sometimes. We tend to think that we're the object, but we're not. And so I like to call what we do the culinary ministry. And so if we can put a smile on your face, and we can lift your day, and we can make you feel better, then offer you some homemade ice cream. I think that we're on the path of doing something that we should be doing. It's an honor and it's a privilege to have an opportunity to serve in our community. It's not a right. You can take your money anywhere. That's hard-earned money that you spend your sweat and your energy to earn. And so to have that chance to be of service, to have the opportunity to offer to you what it is that God blessed us to produce, that is, to me, it means so much. And so at the hallmark of everything that we do, I like to share with those who are with us who is the object of our love and the things that God has blessed us to be able to share in our community. And that's you. That's the customer.
Let me tell you something. Your ice cream is so good and your customer service is so superior that I believe you bring relationships back together.
Praise God.
I think when people go in there with marital problems or relationship problems, they get some of that ice cream and they start eating that ice cream out front. I think all these problems go away. They start smiling at each other.
Come on.
And they don't realize that they smiling, and maybe they'll take it that we smiling at each other, but they smiling because that ice cream is so good. Both of them say, you know what? You seem to be happy and more relaxed, right?
I mean, who can't smile at ice cream, right?
After eating that ice cream, I think it's so therapeutic, brother.
Come on.
That it's amazing. So
yes,
how your business doing right there on that corner? Because I know right there you have the Sip and Savor. And then you also have Emmanuel Place, the cyber technology, cyber security place.
Absolutely.
And then it's supposed to be inside the building, some other black dentists, or I don't know if they're open yet. But how do you and the other black businesses right there, how do you all network? Do you support each other?
Man, we are not just supporters of each other, but we've become close friends. And as we like to call it,
you and the brother Trez, you and Trez. I love that.
And we take such pride, and we're so happy to be a part of the Bronzeville experience. I tell you, for years, I've desired to play Sean Michelle's in Bronzeville. And when that opportunity, man, we were blessed to receive that opportunity. I looked right and I never turned around and I kept forward. And by the grace of God, I was able to bring what I had in my mind into reality. And I'm so very thankful.
Did you close up the other place?
Brother, yes, I did.
So you have just the one location right now?
Brother, it's the only location at this time.
I don't think you need another one. I think your ice cream is so good that I would drive from Evanston or I would drive from Tinley Park to come and get that service and that ice cream all together. So how many flavors do you have do you know offhand? I mean, you don't have to name them, but about how many flavors do you offer?
We keep an average of about 24.
24 flavors.
About 24. And that's
how many employees you have working?
Employees during the summertime, about 21 employees.
21?
Yeah, approximately. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. I know there's some young people in your place too. What's going on with that?
Brother, we talk that it's all about our youth. And, you know, they say you can tell the tree by the fruit that it bears. And so I see a lot of value in our youth. And I'm so proud of them. I tell them all the time that I can place them anywhere. We can go downtown, give me any establishment. And if I was a bet man, I put all my money up. They really, really take pride in serving our people. And they really, really believe that they're difference makers. Yeah. And so they brought on to the vision, you know, and they want to be a part of something great. And I find that that's very customary with our youth. You know, you give them a little love, they're going to give you back a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know there was a young lady. I don't know her name. I don't remember, and the young man, I mean, everyone that I have actually been served by, they were amazing, man. I'm serious. They were, yes. I wouldn't bring it up, but if I didn't think so. And they were so good, I just kept staring at them. Yes. You know, I just kept staring because it was one young lady. I'm like, where did you come from with this? Yes, sir. No, sir. Blah. I mean, she was really at it. And I'm telling you, I am just so proud of what you have accomplished, man, in terms of the energy inside that store, the vibes, the spirit of the people, because that's important. We have Black excellence right there on 47th and Wabash, folks. Whoever watching this, if you haven't had Sean Michelle's ice cream, honestly, you're not going to heaven. Forget about heaven. Do you have stuff for vegans? What about for vegans, people that don't eat dairy? What's up with that?
Oh, brother, just like the homemade ice cream, our vegan is made without any emulsifiers, no stabilizers, brother. It's made from fresh coconut cream and coconut milk. And why coconut cream and coconut milk? Because it has the right properties that you can still use to create that whipping effect that you need in ice cream. I guess you can call it fruit fat, so to speak. and we want to.
We can still feel fat. We can still feel fat. We don't want to get fat. We want to just feel the fatness. Because after you eat that other ice cream, you can feel the fatness. I mean, with the taste. But the vegan, you got it in how many flavors?
Well, with the vegan, we actually have about 7 flavors.
Oh,
good. And we still, every now and then we like to, put a culinary concept together and bring out something else that's special to our lineup. We have the raspberry cookies and cream. We have the pina colada. We have
raspberry cookies and cream is so good. But I have to be honest with you. One time I had that, and I had the peach cobbler. That was crazy to do this to myself.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had that, and I could not go to bed. I had to hold myself all night in the chair.
Oh, man.
After eating that ice cream, it was nothing I could do, man.
Man.
But you said the vanilla is still the #1 flavor?
Absolutely. When you taste, that's the challenge. I say there's vanilla, and then there's vanilla. I say we're doing a campaign called Everybody Loves Vanilla. When you taste this vanilla here, I challenge anyone to go out and find another place that's doing it any more authentic with the homemade vanilla ice cream.
Hey, look, how do you right now with the pandemic? How's that affected your business?
Well, I'll tell you. Again, I give praise due to the God. And I thank you so much, because while others have been very, very challenged during this time, by God's grace and mercy, you know, in the spirit that you all are actually existing in this evening, our people have risen to the occasion, and they supported us throughout the whole entire ordeal. They're still supporting us. As a matter of fact, during the height of the pandemic, we had a line down the street to the corner. And so, you know, we're just so committed. If they had a better cow, brother, I promise you I'll be trying to get that cream for our people, brother. We just want to give our people the very, very best. And you know,
how do you keep up? Yeah, how do you keep up? Because every time I visited your business, you always stocked.
Yes,
so
sir.
You have a great inventory person, because that's business, right?
Yes, sir.
So from top to bottom, and you said every Monday too. You mentioned something like every Monday you have training or motivational. What is it that you have?
That's right. Personal development with our staff.
Really? You know, so you have someone from the outside, or do you conduct it? You and your wife?
I conduct it myself.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Every Monday.
Every Monday, without failure, brother. 9:30 a.m.
9:30. You got to be there if you can attend to work. You can't miss the personal development training.
It's not mandatory, but I like to call it next level training.
Next level.
You know, we can easily train on how to scoop ice cream, but we like to say, I always tell them that your attitude determines your altitude. You know, and it's these little nuggets that we just have to constantly remind ourselves of, to kind of get our own foot out of our way, and more so important, to realize how valuable we are and what we mean to the service of our community.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Are you you're not right now thinking about expansion, anything? You kind of just really cool, because I think I'm sure folks are trying to get you to open up other places. Am I right?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Absolutely. And we are actually in the process of working on some things. We have some irons in the fire. We just first wanted to establish everything and set a firm foundation first, so that when we open up another Sean Michelle's Homemade Ice Cream, you're going to receive that same, with the help of God, that same customer service, that same quality of product. And so, you know, we just trying to set everything up correctly and take our time.
Good.
And,
good.
You know, with the help of God, we've already claimed it. We are the Black National Ice Cream Company. We're going to have a Sean Michelle's in Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, LA, Phoenix, you know.
I'm sure there's folks who come to town and they already said, hey man, I already got the place, the location, etc.
Yes,
right? I'm sure there's folks already then plotted out where you can open it up in the different cities. Where's one of the major cities that's pushing you to open up? Any cities?
Well, we're working on Houston, Texas now.
Okay.
Yes, we're working on Houston, Texas. Man, following that, Atlanta, Georgia, Washington, D.C. And so we've already began to.
Long as you don't leave us.
Oh,
long
no,
as
sir.
you don't leave us in Chicago, because if you leave us in Chicago, trust me, I'm gonna take a plane and I'm gonna look for you, and I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna be eating ice cream, mad at you.
Yes, sir. No, this is home, brother. Absolutely.
Wow. So you got 21 employees?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. We're open 7 days a week. And on the weekends, we're open from 10:30 to 8 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Monday through Thursday, 11:30 to 7 p.m.
How long do you stay open on Sunday?
On Sundays, we stay open until 6 o'clock. And you made mention of...
That's too much access to that peach cobbler. I don't really like that much access I mean, it'd be better if you would close down early and not have too many days open. So we
Yes,
can't
sir.
do that stuff, man. You shouldn't. And Simon back in the background, you know, the producer, he's hungry right now, listening to you talk about being open that many days.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And brother, we're rolling that buttercrust cobbler fresh every single day,
Don't mention,
brother.
no, can you not mention the cobbler? I mean, don't mention the cobbler. Who makes
Yes,
the
sir.
cobbler? Is that homemade or you got
Brother,
a
it's
chef?
homemade right there, Sean Michelle's. Buttercrust.
No, y'all don't make that right there.
Roll it every single day, brother. We're rolling cobblers. We're cooking our own roux.
Every
And
day.
so
So
every
I
day.
was thinking about honestly getting a part-time something just to do.
Yes.
And I can roll the stuff.
Well, brother, we got plenty of rolling for you, brother.
I would love to come and roll the dough,
Brother, we got
and get it
plenty of
right out the
rolling for you.
stove. I want mine's right out the stove. Man, that's amazing. You making that peach cobbler right there?
Every day. We're making homemade ice cream at Sean
Wow.
Michelle's every single day.
What do you tell our folks that are listening, and it's quite a few, YouTube and watching via live on Facebook, what do you tell them as far as when you have a business that in the beginning they don't see right away the fruits of their labor in terms of being patient, in terms of going to the next level, etc.? What message will you give them? But I'm sure you're associated with some of the Black businesses. Matter of fact, are you familiar with the Black Chamber of Commerce around that area, or do you communicate with them?
Actually, brother, that's something that I need to do more of.
Well, don't worry. Denise
yes.
got a plan. She's working on it right now. Don't worry. That's one of the major things that we're going to be doing is we'll be bringing everybody together. So many folks from our shows, and we're going to have the Black Chambers of Commerce and some other folks from maybe Springfield and City Hall, because we have to talk about being behind Black businesses and repairing them and restoring them and growing them in the Black community. So don't worry, we're here for that reason. Our partnership with you, we're going to make sure our tentacles stretch out there, because we have to bring that together, because that's a big deal. And a lot of these folks, they have associations. Now, is there a Bronzeville Black Business Association, anything like that?
The QCDC, of course. Absolutely.
Okay. What is it called?
The QCDC.
Now, who's over that?
Quad City Development Corp.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good, good. So are you looking at expanding with any other products, or just sticking with the ice cream and the peach cobbler right now?
Can you hear me, brother? Okay. Yes,
I can hear you now. We lost you for a minute.
And like I said, we're planning right now and working on the feasibility for another location. And so, we're just taking our time and just making sure again that we're, slow as we grow. We want to make sure that we do something that's sustainable and don't kind of dilute our efforts.
No, I mean, you are doing it. You are doing it to the top of the game. I kind of lost
the voice.
Yeah, you're doing it to the top of the game. No, we can hear you. You have
1 second there, brother. I'm trying to make sure that we get the sound back.
Okay.
1 second here.
We can actually hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, absolutely. We can hear you.
I'm having some sound trouble right now.
Are you able to hear me right now?
Just trying to regain sound.
That is Sean Michelle. That is Yahya Jabril Muhammad from Sean Michelle's Ice Cream. And I'm telling you, man, I'm enjoying having this conversation with him. He made me, this is Ramadan, but I would break a fast with that ice cream right there. I promise you, with that ice cream, amazing. He's having some technical difficulty. but I think
I'm
he's
working on
back.
it now, family.
Don't worry about it. I'm bragging about your ice cream right here. 24 flavors on
Just bear
47
with me shortly. We're
small
working
packs.
on it. The sound.
So go by Sean Michelle. He's open 7 days a week. 7 days. And on Fridays and Saturdays, he's open to 8 o'clock at night. 8 p.m. And I think it's 7 p.m. on Sundays. And I was just telling him that's too much access to get fat eating this ice cream. And if you like peach cobbler, honestly, if you love peach cobbler, if you haven't had the peach cobbler from Sean Michelle, you have deprived yourself of some good stuff. And it's not to take home. Do not go in there and take that home. Eat that in the car. Eat that in the car. That is the type of ice cream and peach cobbler that you do not drive to your house. You eat that in the car, just like you do your Harold's chicken. That ice cream is the bomb. And the major thing about the ice cream and the peach cobbler is that you really are totally lost in the customer service. Their customer service is so superior. And I'm just so thankful that this brother, every Monday, he trains his people every Monday. I was just telling them he's back with us.
Yes.
Bro, I was telling Yaya that, I don't know if you heard me, but I was telling the people, do not go and get the peach cobbler and try to go home and eat it. That don't make sense. You eat that in your car. You eat that in your car. You eat that standing up outside. Do not go home. It don't make any sense. Why that peach cobbler is still warm and that crust on it.
Come on now.
Last time I was there, and you don't even have to ask them. They know what we like. You know how you look. And I was so proud of that young lady. And, because normally you looking right over while they scooping it up.
Right.
Like, can you put a little more crust in there? Can you put a little more
crust?
Gotta have
some crust.
Right. She put it in there automatically. I was like, you getting the tip.
Gotta have some crust.
I get a tip. Because you know what the brother like.
Come on.
Yeah. But, hey, man, if you were teaching a class to the community about businesses, what would be the first principle you believe we should understand as far as being successful, a successful Black business?
Well, brother, I would like to say that, again, I got to give thanks. I would not have my doors open today if I did not have a wonderful business coach. And, a lot of us come to the table with the art. We come to the table knowing how to do this. We come to the table knowing how to do that. But we're not familiar with the science of doing business.
Ooh.
And so I was introduced by a brother by the name of Yusuf Muhammad. And he's the Southwestern Regional Vice President of SCORE. And he is the business coach of a very, very close brother of ours, a friend of mine. And when I took his assessment, I realized that I had to retain him permanently. He introduced me to a book that's called Managing by the Numbers.
Oh, wow.
And I understood that I needed to learn so much more. I knew how to open up a business. I knew how to pack the place out. But each time I would hit a ceiling because I didn't understand the numbers of my business. And the numbers is, I like to say, that's the blood work of your business. It gives you the true story of what you're doing. You can generate a report that's called an RMI report. It's a risk management assessment. And this assessment gives you the averages in terms of what other businesses in your industry are doing.
Oh,
and so we have to become more informed on the things that will keep us in business. And so that's very, very, very important. I like to tell everybody before you just jump off and dive in, spend some time doing your research first. Spend some time doing what we're doing now. Do a feasibility. Because a business.
Talk about feasibility, right?
Yes, you have to see if whether or not what you're planning on offering to the community has a place in the community. Is it a demand for it? You know, how is it going to be received by the community? And so that would be the number one thing that I would offer first. I don't think we have we're fully loaded when it comes down to talent and when it comes down to having skills, but we have to learn how to sustain.
Who's your coach?
His name is Yusuf Muhammad. He's the South Regional Vice President of SCORE, which is the Small Business Association.
We got to get him on, man. No, we got to meet him. We have to meet him.
Yes,
because this is the first I'm hearing about a business coach.
Brother, absolutely.
I hear about life coaches and all of that, but a business coach, that is amazing.
My doors would not be open today. That first year, I had a line sticking all out of my door, but I was upside down. See, numbers means everything, brother. And so
let's talk about that right quick. Your success.
Absolutely.
You don't have to give us no whatever, but let's talk about that. Because you're upside down.
Yes, sir.
And now with the business coach, you have made this has been a profitable business for you. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You rich? No.
Can you hear me?
I said you rich, brother.
Hey, no, brother. I'm rich in my spirit. I'm rich in my vision. I'm rich in my attitude. I'm rich in the belief in what it is that I'm doing. And so, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I always tell my staff, you have to see something to be something. And so it's all a mindset. So the material things have to follow when our mind is situated in the right place.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. To me, rich is a quality of your thinking.
Wow. What now? When they were doing the Rosenwald and the reconstruction of that area, restoring it, etc., did they come to you, or you knew that that was getting ready to go down, and you said this would be the perfect place in Bronzeville?
Brother, I was blessed. A very good friend of mine and brother and frat brother of mine, Jamal King, of Making Real Estate Real. You know, he actually introduced me to that opportunity at the Rosenwald building.
Wow.
And I never forget, you know, I have to give credit. I had the place open on the north side. And we were standing in the Rosenwald building with work hats on, and if you didn't have on boots on your feet, you'll go home with everything nice and muddy. And he said, yeah. He said, turn right and look forward. And I'm the kind of brother, when I embrace something, I go 110%. And I literally closed my business on the north side the very next day.
Wow.
I was not aware of all that it would take to do that build out inside the Rosenwald building. That's a complete build out. Nothing was inside of that space, not even a pipe, not even an electric wire.
Man.
So it took a whole bunch. And so I like to say that my business is a true faith-based business in the sense that, you know, I didn't have business classes in college, but this is an exercise of faith.
Are you kidding? Hey, I'm going to ask the producer to bring Denise and Doris into this conversation before we close out, because I know they got some commentary or questions for you, and I just love having them join us if we can get there go Doris and we got Denise. They were they don't have Sean Michelle's ice cream at home, but they was eating some ice cream or something, man, just to try to get them through the night to get to your place in the morning.
Yes,
hey, Denise, y'all slow down on this ice cream, and whatever you do, do not indulge in the peach cobbler. Do not. It is addictive. It don't, and I don't know why he have it right there at the cash register. You know that. I don't know why you would do that and put that right by the cash register.
But you know, Brother Gregory, I'd just like to comment on what you said about the customer service. Yaya, you cannot beat your customer service. You feel like
you deserve the best.
You know, you feel like it's your own. You feel like you're in your living room ordering some ice cream, and the young people is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I mean, they're just wonderful young people. And I was telling Denise about it. And, you know, your business and your employees can be a model for Black businesses across this country.
Praise God.
I mean, I've never experienced that from any Black business.
Praise God.
What I experience when I come to Sean Michelle. I just love going there. And you know, Brother Gregory, I don't go home. When I buy that ice cream and that it's done before I get to the car. You know, I can go back and get some more, but I have to be careful. But brother, I am just so proud of what you've done there. I love the young people. And as I said, we want to use your program as a model for other businesses that we want to reach out to. Yeah, it's wonderful, really wonderful.
Well, you know, this is definitely in line with what we're trying to do. You mentioned business coach. Yes, we have talked about, you know, we have gone into our businesses, and you can just sometimes look around and say, if they would just do a little more of this, or if they would just do a little more of that, you know, in terms of the decorum, in terms of the how we're treating and how we're talking to each other, you know. Yes. And so this is why we came up with this concept of supporting our businesses by not giving money, but by paying dollars to a business coach, a business consultant, a contractor, or a interior design person, whoever is needed to come in there and help this business do better business with our community. Yes. And having a business coach or business consultant is something a lot of times our businesses don't invest in. No. Like you say, we'll open up a business and we have all of the talent, but we don't have that understanding of how to really run a business and how to manage that money, and training your employees. That is so key, you know, and it has to be something that is done on the regular, so that your employees, not only you have a vested interest in your business, but your employees have an invested interest in your business. And to understand what I really love what you said about who is really the most important person, and that is the customer. Because without the customer coming in there, you have no business. You know, I mean, and you can look at that in any entity. You know, I worked for Chicago Public Schools for 35 years. Without the children there, there's no need for the teachers. You know, I used to work summer school sometime, and if the teachers in the classroom didn't have a certain number of students, they got cut. They got sent home. So those teachers would be on the phone calling the parents. Will you send? Will you get so and so to school? You know, Johnny needs to be at school, because they needed those numbers. We have to turn it around and understand it. And so that training and that customer service training, and Doris and I were talking when she was telling me about the customer service in your business. That's when we were saying, we need people like you to mentor.
And if Doris recognizes it, if Doris recognizes Denise and Doris complimented at the high level that she did, you know it, because Doris is brutally honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You ain't go. I'm
Absolutely.
just telling you the truth. And Denise is honest, but then Denise is like, we got to, brother, let me pull you to the side. And Doris gonna look and just say, we need to talk.
Right.
But what was you gonna say, Doris? You was getting ready to say something.
You know what? Honestly, seriously, this is the only business that I have ever been in, and the customer service is the way it is. You know, you don't have to think. You don't have to think before you go through the doors. Now, I got to get myself ready for this person and this personality. You know, and I mean, seriously, brother, this is the only business I've ever been in, and I don't have to worry about people not being respectful.
Wow.
They are just, I mean, they're just wonderful young people. I can't say enough nice things about them. They're just wonderful young people, and it lets you know that our future with young people like these young people, our future will be okay.
Yeah.
But they've got to have mentors and models like you, Brother Yahoo. So I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank God for you guys, and you all only deserve the very, very best.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, brother. Let me tell you something. You bless this show. You bless this podcast.
Yes, you have.
Blessed our order. You blessed our people. You blessed us all. And just continue, man, with that faith, with that humbleness, with that beauty of services, man. And I mean, the rest of it, it falls right into place. So we
the spirituality is here. All the spirituality, everything.
Oh yeah, it's so beautiful. I mean, we're so proud of you, man, because you are a walking example of how we should purport ourselves in businesses and being balanced. And this is one show that I could tell you, we've had some really great guests thus far, really amazing guests, but you have absolutely set the bar pretty high. You set the bar very high.
If you need any assistance, just reach out to us, Brother Yahoo, and we can get you in touch with the person or persons that you need to talk to. And thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, Doris. And if you need like tasters and stuff like that too, like you get like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you just want to make sure that peach cobbler is consistent, then I can do that weekly for you.
Yeah, I'll be the first in line. I'll be the first in line for the peach cobbler and the vanilla ice cream.
Come on. I can't wait. You all got to treat on me whenever you get by Sean Michelle's.
Okay, thank you so much, brother.
All right.
Well, thank you, brother. Right. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love, guys. Thank you.
I love that. That's the kind of businessman that we want to see in our community. And folks, if you're watching, we want you to get educated, be inspired, all of that, but make sure be a supporter of our Black business. And as you heard, we are not judging our people. We still want to bring them on because we want to help them get to where they need to be, not to beat them up. So you don't have to be perfect to get on this show, but we want to strive for perfection because that's what our community deserves. So we're going to give the closing words to the Queen, D. Doris.
Thank you, Brother Gregory. I just want to say to all of you who have watched our podcast tonight, thank you so much. And this is what we do every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. We bring on some fantastic Black businessmen and women. And we want you to support us. Go to rrgbc.org and support us. We take PayPal, any kind of major credit card. And we're going to keep this going, but we want to broaden our horizon. So we do need your support. So go to rrgbc.org. And we are looking forward to some wonderful guests in the community. I mean, in the future, excuse me. On our website, too, we have wonderful articles pertaining to just about anything you can think about that involves Black people. So go to rrgbc.org and support us. And again, thank you and have a wonderful evening. That was good.